Hello and welcome to the Sunbird Crochet podcast. My name is Claudia. I am here talking to you about my crochet, my knitting, and all the lovely crafting things which I discover and which I would like to share with you. Welcome to all new subscribers and to my old friends. Hier ist es lustiger als in Köln. Today I have for you 2 works in progress and 2 incoming beauties. Those there. Let me first show you my progress with my granny stitch triangular shawl. I've added a couple of more colors, and this is the green to blue shawl. This is like a dark forest green, and well, you can see all the colors. I'm adding now the minis in mint here, which I really enjoy. Mint is one of my favorite colors, and I'm using a 4mm crochet hook, and this is my comfort crochet shawl. It's growing all the time and I'm really enjoying this. I've said it before, the pattern is a free pattern by Annabu's House on her blog, and she's using chunky yarn or Aran weight yarn, but you can use any weight of yarn with the appropriate hook size, and you can make it as big or as small as you want. I highly recommend this pattern. I know that some of you have started their own magic ball, magic shawl project, and I hope that you are enjoying yours as much as I enjoy mine. The only different thing which I do is where she says to make 3 double crochets US terms between you can't see it, between the last stitch and the stitch before the last and really the last. In that space between the stitches, she asks you to make 3 double crochets, and then she double crochets into the top of a chain. I don't do this fussy bit. I just make 4 double crochets in the space, and it works out fine. You can't really see a difference. It's totally fine, and it's totally less fiddly than working into a chain. Yeah, so that's the only advice and only change I've made. Otherwise, I'm just following the pattern, which is a very easy and relaxing project. So that's my shawl. My second work in progress is a freeform crochet panel inspired by Klimt, Gustav Klimt, the artist who lived in Vienna in the early 20th century. And I'm sure you know his most favorite paintings like The Kiss, and this one, which I am trying to, well, not reproduce, but I'm inspired by this painting, and it's called The Virgin. It's mainly blues, and there are a number of women wrapped around. You have to look at it for a long time before you can make out the shapes of the bodies. You can see a lovely dress in the middle. I think that's the woman. She's having her head on the side with her eyes closed, and then below is her dress. And I've started there because it's quite well, it's lots of things happening there on the dress. So this is where I am right now. I started down here with these like little snails or swirls, and I'm adding bits and pieces. I'm adding just circles. I'm also adding, like here on the edge, a bit of surface crochet. And also here I've added some flowers, and some flowers have a little something going on in the center. It's tactile. And at the moment I'm just extending the panel, and I will work on this here. I will add flowers on the dress of a woman, and yeah, it's a work in progress. It's very busy, like a busy panel, but I hope that it will be looking like a Klimt vibe, Klimt inspired work, and depending how big the panel will turn out, it will be either like a little it will either be a little lap blanket, or maybe a cushion cover, or maybe I will hang it up on the wall. We will see at the moment, and I'm just enjoying the creativity. At the moment it just looks like a chaotic mess. I quite like these little flowers. And the swirls, I'm making the swirls center out. And then later I'm adding surface crochet as well, all around. And that gives a rather nice effect. Yeah, so that's my But Make It Crochet entry. I think that this project will take lots more time. I also think that I might, once I have this as a center panel, I might just add squares around it, like a patchwork blanket kind of style. Now I do have a third work in progress, but it's not crochet, it's knitting. Yes, it's another ranunculus. And I'm using this yarn here, which is Julia. If you've watched my channel before, then you know that I've made 2 ranunculi using the same yarn but different colors. My first one was a hot pink, and my second one was a beige affair. And my first one had 3/4 sleeves. My second one had no sleeves, just sleeve caps, where I was dividing the jumper for the sleeves. And this one, I will actually have to see how far I get with the yarn which I have left over. This is yarn from Stash. I've got this a very long time ago. It's very affordable yarn. At the time it was below €2. Nowadays you get this kind of yarn at Zeeman, Zeeman, a Dutch company, for $2.99, I believe, and they change their colors regularly. I couldn't find this color anymore, so anyway it would be a different dye lot. So this will be my third ranunculus, and this is my progress of one evening. And I'm using the needles, the Coupe cheap needles, a complete set of needles for €15, between 13 and 15 euros. I'm using those, and I'm using the magic loop method, and I'm very, very happy with this. Also, look at the stitch definition. Loving it. This will be a very beautiful ranunculus. I just hope that I have enough yarn to, well, I'm not going to make sleeves, I don't think so. I will just make it like a vest. When I split for the sleeves, I will just bind off with I-cord bind off, and then I will continue with the body as far as I can. And yeah, I'm very happy with this color, and I can't wait to wear this. And I'm participating in the Ranunculus Anonymous knit along, run by Liani and Mariette for this month. It's still running until the end of the month, and yeah, sometimes it just feels right. You know that you're on a good way to get something. What I have done with this one, it's a different cast on than my other two. With the other two I had a twisted rib cast on method, but with this one I just cast on as I would normally do. I don't know what my cast on method is called. And then I made well, you were supposed to do a twisted rib. I didn't. Not intentionally. I just didn't read the pattern because I was in the zone, in the knitting zone, and so I just made a 1x1 rib, a normal rib. I think it will be fine. And if it stretches too much, I don't think it will, but if it does, I will just do some crochet around the border here, and then that will fix any stretching, any irregular stretching, that is. Yeah, so I'm very, very happy with this project. Now, shall we talk about these two lurking in the background? This is incoming, and those who knit will have already recognized these two patterns. This one here, they are both designs by Stephen West, West Knits. And this one here was the Hyper Knit Along of last year, the Aurora Cabin shawl. It's the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. And there were kits you could buy to knit this. Oh, and let me tell you, I haven't knit either of those two. I bought them from most marvelous knitters. This one here, I don't want you to think that I'm pretending that I'm the artist of these two shawls. I'm not. I'm a good crocheter. I'm not a good knitter. I'm still learning when it comes to knitting. But I just fell in love with this. I wanted to make this last year, but I knew that this is as yet beyond my skills. And when I saw this on sale on Etsy, I just thought this is a one-of-a-kind chance for me to buy this, especially since the price of this finished shawl, it's actually cheaper than buying just the wool. So I don't know how she does it, but it's also very, she washed it and it smells of lavender, and it's a squishy goodness shawl in which you can wrap yourself. And look at all these details here. I mean, come on. I instantly fell in love with this when it came out last year. And when I saw this shawl being sold on Etsy, only this one, the others look different, I couldn't resist. It's huge. I can wrap myself in it. Let me put in a little video which I took earlier so that you can see the whole size of this shawl. Isn't it beautiful? And the maker, you're screaming at the screen. You're telling me, Claudia, tell us the name. Who has made this beautiful shawl? She put a little leather tag on it, which I think adds an extra lovely personal note. Her Instagram and Etsy name is Colors of Craft, and she is based in Ireland. And I also love that the leather tag is in the color of the shawl. And yeah, what can I say? It's immaculate. The stitches are beautiful. It's perfection. And I aim to be able to knit such beautiful shawls one day myself. gotta have girls, right? But this is such a huge one, you know, and I could never be better than Agnes. Agnes is the name of a maker, and yeah, it's so beautiful and amazing. I'm amazed at your skills, Agnes, if you watch this. Let's talk about this one here. As I said, I haven't made this one either. This must be 100% wool because it's a little bit more rustic, the feel of it, but it's very, very light, and I've been wearing this all day. I've been out and about today, but more about this later. I've been wearing this and it was light as a feather, and I just love this. Look at the stitches. This was knit by Gala. Gala lives in Kazakhstan, and yeah, I bought this actually before the Aurora Cabin shawl. So another Stephen West shawl, and this is the one which I will try to make myself. I would love another one of those. I think this is one of the favorite designs. I always look at this one when I look at Stephen's designs. I always look at this one first because I love this here, these ones, the border. I love it. This was knit by Galina. Gala Look is her Instagram, and her name is Galina. And this arrived so fast. I was worried that I would only get it next year, but I mean, this was sent with by DHL, and it was so quickly here. And she always kept me updated what happened with the tracking and everything. And yeah, she has many more shawls on offer, so I'm going to link her shop down below. And if you, like me, are amazed at all these shawls, and she's really a perfect knitter as well, flawless, then I would encourage you to look at her shop. She's an Etsy star seller, and so is Agnes. And yeah, I know why. I can see why. The colors here, I don't know if you can actually see this. There is the dark blue, there's the beige and the white, and then you have a bit of well, it's not gray. It comes out as gray in the camera, but it has a bit of a lavender, just a slight lavender color. And yeah, anyhow, and it's so warm. We have very cold weather at the moment here, and I'm just thankful to have this lovely shawl to keep me warm and happy. Yeah, and you know, this is so encouraging me and motivating me to become better with my own knitting. And I hope that I can support all these makers. I mean, I didn't steal these shawls from them, but I'm very grateful that both of these wonderful ladies were willing to part from their makes. And I know, I mean, Agnes, for instance, she is also currently knitting the Mystery Make Along by Stephen West, the Geogradient shawl, which I've made my own version. You've seen it, and her version is in a rose and pink color gradient. And You bet I'm keeping my eye out for that one. Price-wise, as I said, I don't know how these ladies do it, but cheaper than a Stephen and Penelope kit in his shop. Definitely cheaper, by 80 euros at least. So I'm no regrets. Yeah, and I know that I'm very lucky, and I don't want to make you jealous for having a shawl which I purchased. Haven't made it myself, but I think it's giving me joy. It's giving joy to the maker, that they are appreciated. I hope that I don't get hate for buying these beautiful products and pieces of art, really. So yeah, that's my main incoming. Agnes also gave me a little something which I'm going to share. It's a shawl needle, a little shawl needle with some charms on it, and the charms are an elephant, I think that's a leaf or something, and a little heart. So if it's you getting this as your Christmas surprise, then you know where it's from. We are currently having a visitor. My godmother is here. She went to the theater last night with my mother. I drove them both there, and it was a music night with Irish musicians and dancers. Anyway, I drove them there last night, and today we all drove to Lennep again. I took a little bit of video footage for you again, but you know the place by now. It's like I'm taking you along and you tell me, oh, I've seen that before. But today was market day, and we also went to the, I don't know if I was talking about this before. There is a shop which sells second-hand fashion. People are going there to sell their items. Good condition. They make a contract, so if this item gets sold, it's like on commission. They share the money which you pay for when you buy it. So today I bought a new winter coat in dark chocolate brown, a really long one. It goes beyond my knees. It's really long, and it's warm, it's insulated, and that was a bargain for a quarter of the usual price, I would think. And here and there, and we wanted to go to the Italian restaurant, but that one was closed. So we went to the Greek restaurant in the town where I live. And that was very lovely. I had ordered the portion for the small hunger, kleiner Hunger. It still was too much to finish, but we had a great time, and now everyone is simply pooped and tired, and they're both relaxing a little, and we are going to have some tea later, and we're going to play some card games, probably. That's my exciting life. Yeah, so it's a shorter one today than usual. But maybe you are busy this weekend, so it might be better this time. I don't know what your plans are this weekend, but here on the 11th of November, it's St. Martin's Day. So the kids might be coming to the door singing and expecting candy. Similar to Halloween in the US. But here it's St. Martin's Day. St. Martin is a saint who, as legend tells us, he was a Roman soldier, and he came across a poor man, and St. Martin shared his coat, his, yeah, he divided the coat in two and gave the other half to the poor man. And he got in trouble for that because that was property of the Roman army, right? Anyhow, he wanted to leave the Roman army, and he was only allowed to leave once he reached the age of 40. You were, well, I heard this in a story on the radio. That's I mean, I'm just repeating what I was told there. Apparently you had to serve for 25 years until you are the age of 40. So then he left the Roman army. He became, or he was in an abbey, I believe, or a convent. No, is it a convent? I don't know the word for it. And he was supposed to take on another job, and he was hiding somewhere so that the people wouldn't find him. But the geese were making a ruckus, so they found him after all. And that's why on the 11th of November, the traditional meal is roasted goose. Ha! Did you know that? Yes. The poor birds still get eaten because they were giving away the hiding place of St. Martin. Also on the 11th at 11 o'clock 11 in the morning is the beginning of the silly season in Germany. That's the carnival season. So when we walked around Lennep, there was one of the bars having carnival music on live, and people had, a couple of people were actually in costume or some kind of costume hint, and there were songs playing, so we sang along, and you might see a little bit of that. You can spot it in the video if you are really looking closely. So now we can have a couple of weeks of fun, and sometime early next year that silly season will end and the fasting season will begin. So yeah, just things which will happen today or are happening. And with that said, I think I will stop here. I will go and have a cup of tea because even though I didn't have tzatziki, I'm still tasting the Greek food. You know what I mean. Goodbye, have a lovely weekend. Enjoy traditions, enjoy family, and know that you're loved. Maybe more than you know, than you are aware of. Bye.